Hey everyone, welcome to the Curious Girl Diaries podcast. I'm Layla London, aka The Curious Girl. Now, just to let you know, this podcast is not suitable for work. It's also not suitable for anybody under 18. But the rest of you consenting adults, let's get ready to talk about my sex life, sex in general, and everything in between in explicit, raunchy, fun detail. All right, here we go. All right, everyone, I have a big surprise, a little treat tonight. I've got B.E., who is so kind enough to agree to let me interview him, ask him questions off the cuff. He doesn't know what I'm going to ask him. So I just want to remind him, though, that try not to say my name. I won't say yours. Of course, now that I said that, I'll probably be the one that says it, but I can edit it out. But that takes work. I'm not real good at the editing. So let's try to not say our names, and we'll go from there. So, okay, first of all, I want to just tell everybody, mostly the women, which I've already blogged about, but it bears repeating, what an amazing guy you are. You're so handsome, first of all. And we'll start with the physical. I mean, the physical is obvious because you see him and you're just like, bam. And then it gets even better because, and that's why I named you B.E., this is a gentleman through and through. Like, I don't think that this guy knows how to be any other way. He's going to open your doors, make the reservations, bring a blanket if you're cold, leap tall buildings in a single bound. I mean, seriously, like, I don't know. They don't make them like you anymore. You're a gem. So anyway, that just bears, I wanted to start it off with that. No pressure.
Thank you very much for that eloquent introduction. And
yeah.
I must say, I am blushing from head to toe right now.
I know, and he's humble. And he's hot and humble. That's what we love about him. So I wanted to kind of just start off with, when I met you and we were having dinner that first time, you told me that you had not had sex in, was it 13 or 14 years? You had a long hiatus.
It was a long hiatus. No, actually, I had one casual friend, for lack of a better phrase, back in like 2010.
Okay.
Which I guess would have made it 7 years ago. But,
okay.
A pause in the middle of a long desert, I guess a little oasis.
Okay.
But yes,
okay.
It was a very long time.
Now, was that the girl that you did the experimenting with, the fisting with?
Yes. That is the girl who introduced me to backdoor play from a male perspective. Yes, we went from trying to do a prostate milking, as her friends had described it, to pushing it literally to the limit.
Yeah.
Which involved, in the end, it was fisting with a blowjob at the same time.
Nice.
And it was one of the most mind-blowing experiences of my life. Okay, granted, I had again been on a bit of a long hiatus from activity, but that being said, it was definitely a little beyond what I had expected.
Right. So for me, and I get this too when I tell people that I didn't have any, on a hiatus for 3.5 years. A lot of people just they have a hard, they can't imagine how one gets to that point. And so for me, I know how, as a woman, I know how you get to that point. It's easy. I think it's easy for women. But as a man, I was just like, how on earth did you go that long? And do you think that changed you in any way when you came out of that? Were you different coming out of that?
That's a fair question. Without going into the gory details, of course. Mm-hmm. I ended up in that hiatus, scorched and scarred from just a terribly painful relationship. Yeah. And I had some parenting and healing and repairing that I had to do.
Yeah.
That took quite a long time.
Yeah.
Both, for myself and my kids. All good from that perspective. And did it change me? I don't know if necessarily the hiatus itself changed me, but rather the work I did to become a better person, to grow boundaries and et cetera, that definitely changed my kind of outlook and perspective on relationships, how I viewed myself and how I viewed my partner. So definitely that was transformative,
Yeah.
even though I didn't really have anybody but that one lady for a
Yeah.
short period of time.
Yeah.
But it was still very, powerful from that
I
perspective.
don't think I realized. I actually thought that was more recent. I thought the full whether it was 13 or 14 years. I thought that was all contiguous, and then she came at the end of that. So she was almost in the middle.
It was kind of in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I realized at that point in time, I wasn't ready for any kind of substantive, emotional relationship. And I think that's kind of where she wanted to go, and it wasn't where I could go with her.
Yeah.
So we parted ways, and amicably, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
And I went back into hibernation.
Yeah.
For another 7 years, 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Never away from sex from thinking about
it. Sure,
of
course, yeah.
From acting upon it and meeting people.
Yeah.
Meeting people was probably the scariest thing that I did in the last 6 months. Was putting myself out there.
Yeah.
Really in a way that was vulnerable and I hadn't done, because to be honest, a hiatus like that is as much a safety net, an isolation.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it changes you. I mean, I know, when I came out of that, I mean, I just flipped a switch and went completely to the other end of the spectrum, and I was just like, fuck this. I am not wasting the pretty anymore. I am done hiding out, and and I'm going to do something about this, and I'm also going to blog about it. Just, of course, because wouldn't that make perfect sense? You just want to blog about it. So anyway, yeah. I mean, I kind of I had an extreme reaction, I would say, to it, and so we both ended up online. Yes, yep. And that's how we met.
Absolutely.
And do you remember what what drew you to me?
That's a good question. First off,
you're like, I don't fucking remember.
Well, your beauty, number one. Oh. But at the same time, if I recall, the way you wrote your profile was really forthright and honest. You could tell there was a real person behind it.
Yeah, yeah.
At that point in time, I'd been kind of doing the online thing for a few months.
Yeah.
Not really with a lot of success, to be honest with you. I wasn't really happy with who I was finding or who was finding me. But I did find a lot of times people weren't really expressively honest in their profiles. It was a lot of, so you'd either have on one hand kind of a fluffy glorification of themselves, or on the other hand, sometimes it was the list of what they don't want in a guy.
Yeah.
That wasn't a real term, to be honest.
Of course, right. Why would you lead with a negative?
Right.
Yeah.
But if I remember your profile, it was you could tell there was a real genuine person behind there. And I also got to be honest, I don't know what it is for women, but for men, there are a lot of fake profiles that we come across online.
Oh, really?
It's really strange, and I don't know if they're professional escorts.
Oh, okay.
Kind of masquerading as potential dates.
Yeah.
But I kind of learned how to pick up on, and that's maybe not a real person.
Right. Yeah.
But when I saw your profile, there was definitely a real person.
Yeah.
And so I was intrigued and reached out.
Yeah. Okay. And then we did meet.
Met for dinner.
Yes.
You're right. That first dinner was really nice. It was not a short dinner. It was a nice, casual, lengthy dinner where we had a great conversation.
I know. I could just sit there and just talk to you forever.
Yes.
Just like now.
Yes. Except we weren't in the car. But yes. It was, I can remember leaving that dinner thinking, well, she's a really neat lady.
Yeah.
She is exactly physically as she,
represented myself.
Because sometimes pictures might
be
not, or they might be 10 years old.
Oh, God, I know.
You were exactly as you had sent yourself to be.
Yeah.
Particularly your legs. Legs are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So I left there thinking, this is a pretty unique lady. I definitely want to get to know her better and spend some time with her.
All right. Good to know. Yeah. So I want to just do a follow-up question to you, because I am always curious about from the guys when they're out there and they're trying to, I hear, everybody's got their horror stories, but just like, what is it like as a guy, when you're out there and you're trying to, connect and meet people online? Are there a lot of flakes? Is it, is it just where, like, this is just not somebody that I could match up with? I mean, what?
it's interesting that I found, and this is one of the reasons I really was intrigued when I met you.
Yeah.
You actually had a real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And typically what I found is messages might go back and forth a few times, maybe a half dozen times.
Yeah.
And what you start to talk about will kind of indicate whether or not there's any potential depth or, a chance to actually meet somebody and find out who's behind the curtain, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those conversations, at least from my experience, they just kind of go away.
Right.
They just kind of stop.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Because understand, you know what? If you had 3 or 4 conversations with somebody and you're not interested, you don't really have a lot to apologize for when you leave.
Right. I
get it. It's online.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah.
So it does happen. I say the hit rate for me, maybe this is just me.
Yeah.
For the people that I was connecting with, maybe 3 out of 10 would go more than 2 or 3 conversations, like 2 or 3.
Did you? And how many women did you actually physically meet?
From the online that I did, I probably ended up meeting, I want to say 7 to 8. And we're talking, dinner date, coffee, meeting, just chilling casual or drinks or whatnot.
Right.
Over that few month period, probably 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And to be honest, most of them didn't turn out to be. I had a lot of first dates, so I'll say out of that bunch.
Well, that's kind of I would say that's, over 2. That seems like a good meetup ratio. I mean, obviously, you want something to come of that, but, I mean, like, a lot of people, I'm like, no. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to jump right into it. So, one of the things that's for me was a little different about you is how much you love ass play.
Yes, I do.
I know. Okay, so did we kind of get the genesis of this with this woman that you met, 7 years ago? Mm-hmm. She's the one that kind of got you going down that road. Had you ever, prior to that, had you had any...
very minor, like here and there.
Yeah.
This is, back many, many years ago.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it might be a tongue or rimming at one point, or for one occasion, or a finger every now and then.
Yeah.
But it was nothing that was a consistent part of any kind of relationship I'd ever had prior to that.
Yeah. So, but when you started doing it, you found that
it felt amazing.
I mean, were you surprised at that?
I would have to say yes.
Yeah.
Because particularly having someone's tongue back there is the sensations are incredible.
Yeah.
It's not. It's beyond like tickling in that sense of it's where it becomes overwhelming. Mm-hmm. It is something similar in the sense that it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
The nerves are just firing in like fireworks. It's just going to keep coming. No pun intended.
I love
it. So yes, I was surprised at the power of that pleasure zone, but also very much intrigued by it.
Mm-hmm.
Because from that standpoint, these are our bodies.
Yeah.
In that relationship, there's nothing in my mind that should be taboo or wrong.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kind of some of the kind of mental thought process I'd gone through during that period and continue to think about after I had, stopped seeing that friend. Just kind of considering, well, what is part of a relationship? What should it be?
Yeah.
What should it not be?
Right.
Do I feel comfortable opening up to someone new? That took me a long time to get comfortable with that.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I didn't think that was common or potentially would be accepted by somebody.
Ass play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I think it depends on where you're searching, for someone. But you were sort of searching in the right place for open-minded.
That was, again, one of the reasons I was attracted to your profile.
Yeah.
You were stating that you were open-minded.
Yeah.
And sure enough, when we met, you really were open-minded.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, I felt safe.
Yeah.
I felt safe.
Yeah.
Opening up to you and expressing that as something that I like to do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
and yes, and we did actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was...
Oh, yes, did we ever.
Yes. And so I actually today I was finishing up typing the fisting story.
Okay.
And so I'm going to publish that or, post it soon. I want to go back through. I'll probably do that tonight. But just want to go through and just try to get my grammar, But that for me was, even though I wasn't, getting that done to me, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like a kid in a candy store. It was amazing. It was like, holy shit. And I talk about it like to anybody that'll listen, not, anybody that would have a reason to listen about that.
Sure.
Right. But it was so amazing because I'm not even touching your cock.
That's right. When I actually came that evening, you're right. When I actually hit the peak, shall we say?
Yeah.
No, you were not touching.
No.
It was, you had already done enough stroking and sucking to get me up to a certain point.
Yeah, but
the pleasure of what you were doing inside me was just, like I said, mind blowing. You did hit my little eject button, shall we say?
Yeah.
Whether the prostate there.
Yeah.
But it was part of a overall.
You're a heavy comer, by the way. Has anybody ever told you that?
I have actually been told that.
Have you?
I have.
Have you? You are, yeah.
I have. Thank you. I'm not sure how to reply.
No, I mean, it's true. You are. I mean, like, when, like, I don't know which time it was. I think, maybe it was the first time when I was jacking you off and then it was all over my hand. I was just like, holy shit, that's a lot of cum. That is a lot of cum. But that's good. I think that means you're healthy. I mean,
I definitely think it's a good sign.
Yeah.
I definitely think that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not sparse.
But let's be honest. It doesn't happen unless you're incredibly turned on by the person you're with.
Oh,
so again, thank you very much.
Oh, you're so sweet. But so the fisting was that, I mean, that really blew my mind. I mean, I'm like, obviously I've never, to have my fist in somebody's ass.
Right.
I couldn't believe how we started with the butt plugs and then we graduated and then the glass dildo and then, and I'm kind of getting, like 3 fingers in and then slowly more. And it expanded. And then I got my whole freaking hand in there. It still like blows me away when I think about it. But then to see the way that you orgasm and feel the strength of it, I was just like, holy shit. And the prostate thing was a bucket list item for me, right? So I didn't know that I'd have a fist doing it. I thought it'd be some fingers in there. I still need to figure all that out, but I feel like that was just kind of like newbie luck or something. I don't know.
It was not newbie luck, trust me. I guarantee you do that, and particularly, I think the prostate is similar to the G-spot.
I think so. That's
in
what
a woman.
I think. Yeah,
it's probably like the similar part that just gets put somewhere else while we're being formed. And so it's that one thing when you hit it, it just opens the watershed door, shall we say.
What does it feel like? Can you explain it? I'm wondering if
it literally is, and I don't know how to say this, but
or compare it to, because I'm curious about the difference between, when you're just having an orgasm because you're from your cock and all that stimulation versus the prostate.
When I'm having a more traditional orgasm, and I can feel the pressure building down in the base and the balls, so to speak, and I can tell my body wants to come. It's a matter of then almost like, for lack of a better phrase, my penis telling the body that it's okay. Like, okay, there's my approval. It's time to release.
Okay.
When you were fisting me and, from the inside, I didn't have any control.
Really?
It was almost like...
That was all me?
Yeah, essentially, it was like you hit the trapdoor button.
Yeah.
Which, because at that point, again, your hand wasn't on my cock.
No, I know.
So there was no signal being sent from, the normal source,
I know.
that it was time to open up and release.
Yeah.
So you were doing that from the inside, like kind of like the little, the button that just says, eject, and boom, there it goes.
Yep.
Think of it like, as you're trying to, at a dunk tank, and you're trying to hit that little X and that little thing on the side of the dunk tank that when you hit it with the baseball, all of a sudden the trap door falls and
Yeah.
the person goes in. It was essentially like that. You
It's
hit
like,
that little button, the trap door's open.
Ching! Okay.
Boom, out came the cum.
Wow.
Just like that.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. What is my next question? I can't even read my damn writing. Oh, I moved everything out of order. So as you know, I gave you the nickname BE. The BE, which is for, the boyfriend experience.
And like I told you before, I thought that was so freaking cool. The best name, like I couldn't.
Is that perfect?
I couldn't think of a
Does
better
that just
name
hit the nail on the head?
I am so proud.
Oh,
of that name.
good.
Because it says everything that is of me.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I wanted you to feel cared for.
Yep.
I wanted you to feel a certain sense of sensuality.
Yeah.
Of buildup.
Yeah.
Of an environment, some ambiance.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of the whole picture. Because I didn't want it to just be, let's meet in a room and have sex.
Yeah.
Or here's a scene that you're walking into.
Yeah.
In a sense. It was.
Yeah.
This is really, and maybe again, I just don't have any other style or approach, but this is where I'm most comfortable.
Yeah.
Is connecting with you on that level.
Yeah.
And making it special. Like this is our moment.
Yeah.
Even though I know you're part of this journey.
Yeah.
In this moment.
Yeah.
This is our space.
It was.
Right?
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, perfect. I wish guys out there listening take some pointers. No, you know what? I think a lot of guys, it's weird. It's almost like, I don't know. I mean, I don't, there's guys like you that are few and far between, but it's so amazing. And I always wonder, like, okay, where did you get that from? It's just, when I thought about it, I bet you that this is just the way he's always been. Like, doesn't know any other way to be. Like, this is how you...
It really is.
I
mean, when I had that, casual friend a few years ago, at times we were a little bit more, how shall we say, blunt, just to the point.
Yeah.
But that never felt comfortable.
For me,
when I did that.
Yeah.
I always, as a person, just felt more connected to somebody.
Yeah.
In that more personal touch.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it had to be something that we created together.
Yeah.
That allowed you to relax and feel like I wanted you there with me.
Yeah.
And not just any woman, but you.
Yeah.
In particular.
Right. Absolutely. And mission accomplished. Which, by the way, I cannot not bring up the fact that you have the most interesting penis I've ever come across because of the hook.
Yeah.
It curves down, right?
Is that
down. Fair?
It does indeed.
Okay. But that feels really good. And I'm like, damn. I mean, who knew?
Hey, you could have called me Captain Hook. Thank you for not doing that.
No, I did not. No.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
But so, do other women tell you that?
I have gotten
you
that
have gotten
before
that,
because it is a little unusual.
Yeah.
It is shaped more like, I call it a G-spot dildo. Right?
Yes!
It really is shaped kind of like that, just thicker.
Yeah.
And it's attached to me.
Yeah. It's nice and thick. I'll tell you that. I can vouch for that one. Okay. So I had to bring that up because that is a unique thing about you, about BE. And I think I probably wrote about it anyway. So it's not really a news flash. I didn't let the big secret out. So you recently made a decision about your dating life.
I have.
And you told me about that before this interview.
Yes,
but I want to ask you questions about that.
Please do.
Okay, so what's the decision that you made?
So the decision I made is I've actually met somebody in my journey.
Yeah.
Who, in many ways, I wouldn't say is twisted as me, because I think that's maybe not a positive word.
Yeah.
But we really sync from that perspective, and where she wants to go is so much in line with where I want to go and explore.
Are you talking about sexually?
Sexually,
yeah.
Beyond sexually.
Yeah.
It's life, where our lives are, our kids are, for lack of a better phrase. From that standpoint, it is something that I think, she wants to be exclusive, and I'm
Yeah.
willing to
Yeah.
accept that.
Yeah.
There's things that I didn't quite get to on my bucket list journey here with you.
Yeah.
I really wanted to try.
I know. Oh.
But
Yeah.
at the same time,
I'm like, damn it. Okay, you were like so up for so much. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the male. I'm gonna do the male, female, male with you. I'm gonna peg you. Who am I gonna peg?
Yeah.
Damn it.
We're gonna have to find you somebody else.
I need a pegging substitute. Can I have any volunteers out there, please? I know that's a drag, but I mean, anyway, I'm sorry. So you guys, so you're kind of in, you're in line with, what you're looking for. I always wonder what it's like for, because somebody sent this question in to me. They said, if the shoe were on the other foot, would you date somebody or sleep with somebody that was blogging about you, like doing exactly what you're doing? And I said, oh, I mean, that was a good question. I was surprised that nobody had ever asked that before, and I was just like, I don't know. I mean, that's the truth. I don't know. So I always wonder if, as I go along and I meet people, if this, I mean, obviously the scenario is kind of funky, it is.
It really is. Let's be honest,
yeah.
On one hand,
I always wonder, like, what, because you're such a nice guy. I'm like, when we were talking, I'm going to go on a little side note here. When we were coming back from the soccer game,
mm-hmm.
and you were asking me a lot of questions, right there, my light bulb went off, and I was like, I don't think this scenario is really good for him. Like, it's not his first choice.
To be, part of your journey. To be
just what. This whole not it's not about me. It's just about like what I'm doing, and having having multiple partners and and blogging and podcasting about it, and it's.
I was totally fine with the blogging and podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
I will be honest and say there were times I was a little intimidated. But, I would never say jealous, because I don't like jealousy as just a concept.
Yeah.
But I would say intimidated to a certain degree, because some of these gentlemen on here have skills and have experience that honestly I wish I had. Right, the ability to help you squirt on command. Oh my God! Sign me up for that class.
That guy's 29.
Is that class?
That's what they're teaching the young guys these days. That guy's fucking 29.
Jesus, jealous. I am jealous of that skill, straight up. The experience where you were being dominated.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little envious of that, because I want to have that experience in my repertoire. And honestly, I'm going to go find that.
You're going to get that, yeah.
I'm going to go off and get that, because I want to explore that part of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I know from, like, particularly receiving, the anal fisting,
mm-hmm.
I am a little subservient or a little, submissive in that act, because, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Having someone's fist in your ass, you are vulnerable.
Of course, yeah.
In the very definition of the word.
Right, yeah.
But that being said, I also, have that urge in me to dominate.
Yeah.
Right? To pin someone down and make them feel pleasure until they don't want to, but have to take it anyway.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to go off and explore
That's hot,
that as well. So, in some respects, the kind of overall arrangement here, it was a little unsettling for me at times.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, particularly coming off this long hiatus in my life, I knew I needed to be uncomfortable in order to grow.
Yeah.
And that's really what one of the things I was most after in joining you on this journey. Was my own personal growth.
Yeah, of course.
And getting through some of those hang-ups, so to speak. And to be honest, it really worked. You've helped me kind of...
I know you were saying that. Tell me that.
Up, right?
Yeah, tell me that.
Things that I didn't know women would be open to hearing
Yeah.
About their male partner, particularly like my affinity for anal play.
Yeah.
I had no idea if that would be respected and received.
So
I was a little hesitant. I felt safe with you.
Yeah,
because you were so matter-of-fact, down-to-earth, talking about any subject at all. Hearing on your podcast, reading in your blog, you are completely comfortable.
Yeah.
And I love that about you.
Oh, thank you.
And it helped me realize it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay to talk about this. It's okay to embrace your truth and really go after that and find other people who are similar. Because if you don't open up, how are you going to find anybody?
Right.
And that was the kind of the mental kind of thought process that
Yeah.
I went through. So I thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
For helping unlock parts of my own confidence.
Oh.
In this process.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yay. I know. See, that's what I mean. I'm glad our paths crossed. I'm sad for my own selfish reasons, that you are going to be,
excusing myself.
Yeah.
From the journey a little
right.
Early,
but you know what? I honestly said to myself, like, this is not the kind of guy that I think is going to go the distance on this, because I just really do see you, whether or not you realize that or not, like from everything we talked about and everything I picked up about you, I do think you're more of a, a one-on-one kind of guy, and that's your lane. And there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know. I flip-flop about my lane every day. I'm like, what? I'll be like, what am I doing? I
had thought about that. And that's the one thing that I know I'm kind of giving up at this point in time. And, and we'll see where my decision goes.
Yeah.
It's step one of that decision.
Right. Sure.
By not being able to join you in that male-female threesome, I will not experience being a part of something that involves that third person where I am intimately engaged, like invested in that situation.
Yeah.
Like more than just a hired hand.
Yeah.
The hot guy to come join a couple.
Right.
Kind of
Yeah.
I would have been a little more invested from that standpoint. So I'm not going to feel or know what it feels like in that situation. I might have liked it. I might not have. I might have felt threatened. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So whether am I more comfortable in a one-on-one?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't mean it like as an example.
More like a relationship.
I just meant like in a yeah. I didn't mean that you wouldn't. That wasn't your lane. I just meant I meant that when I met you, I was just like, this is the kind of guy that needs somebody that's exclusive with him, and then you can do all this stuff together.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, if my input means anything, like I really feel like that's, you can dabble. I think you can definitely dabble,
sure.
But as I got to know you, and really just, I don't mind saying just how special you are, like that you really are. And I think that you really are, you will thrive with the right person, to do all this fun stuff with, and you will do and can do all that, all that stuff that we were talking about.
Right.
And it'll be fun, and you're not going to be worried about, oh, she's sleeping with this week or whatever.
Well, I never really worried about
Not worried, but you know what I mean. Over time, and this is the thing that, I've struggled with over time, as you get to know people, and you can't not develop feelings for people.
Sure.
It's
so true.
You can't, and so it gets a little more sticky, as time goes on, and that's just natural. I don't know. I don't know that there's any way around it. And if as you've read the blog, I think you've noticed that there's guys that are where they were developing feelings for me and I was developing feelings for them, and it was like, but it ended up being a bad combo, and so it's just, and I'm like, well, I'm committed to doing this, and then there's a problem, so and that, I've already blogged about that, it happened in the very beginning. It was the first guy I met, it was like, boom. And I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, you committed to do this and just, finish it up. But it is interesting because so you said that I helped you figure some things out, but also, my interaction with you has really made me really question and wonder, like, what is, when this is done, what's going to be the best for me? Like, can I find somebody that, I can do all this stuff with one-on-one, but be just as, where you can just be just as adventurous and have just as much fun, and you're not denying yourself anything, because I think that's what, what I've worried about is, how's this going to work? How am I going to go from having different experiences? Because, everybody's kind of got their lane, like this guy does this guy does that. But how can you find somebody that really, it's like, okay, we're going to do all of this. And they're open to all of that.
Right.
It's,
you know what?
That's
I thought that was going to be, that's unusual.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I'm willing to pause right now.
Yeah.
Because I found somebody who, maybe not all 10 items on the bucket list, but
if you get eight out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
pretty damn
cool
good.
Life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just see where that goes.
Right.
And if it doesn't go that far, okay.
Yeah.
But it means that there's someone out there who's going to maybe not be perfect.
Yeah.
But is going to be pretty damn good, and I'm not going to feel like I'm settling.
Yeah.
I never want to feel like I'm settling.
No, exactly. No, because I think we've all, we're old enough now where
we've done that, been there.
We know that doesn't work.
It's not going to.
That doesn't work. I mean, that's the whole thing of me trying to find, okay, I can't find one guy, so how about 3? Bing, this guy did it. Okay, I kind of build the perfect guy. Well, I think that was pretty much, the extent of my questions and just kind of what I wanted to, have come across to everybody about, you and how great you are. And I don't know is there anything you didn't ever ask me? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I don't know if there's anything I didn't ask you, because you've been so honest with me that, again, I am humbled by your praise and honored to have been part of your journey.
Yeah.
For you, the listeners and readers out there, I don't know how much they've been able to get a second person's feedback on you, but I want everybody to know. I don't
think everybody gets that. Yeah.
You are as beautiful as people think you are. And as you come across, number one.
You are embarrassing me right now,
folks. I am not a breast man, but hands down. Your breasts are to die for. And you get my attention in ways that I don't usually.
Oh, so, really? Interesting.
Absolutely.
Good to know.
And I actually think as just as a straight person, you are really, really cool.
Oh, thank you. So are you. Yeah.
I've loved you to death.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. Thank you so very much.
Well, thank you for doing this. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And questions or comments, as usual, you can send those to CuriousGirl@thecuriousGirlDiaries.com.